What's up, everybody? We're here with Chris Vergin, Solar Panel Cleaning Friends. What's up, Chris?
What's going on, TJ?
What's up?
You know what? So one thing, the thing about my last name is I get that a lot, and a lot of people mispronounce my last name, and I'm going to clarify that because my last name is actually Virgin, which might clarify a lot of things of why I am on the way I am online, and that's because my last name is Virgin. So I don't, I've heard a lot throughout my life, but
It must have been tough going to school. Yeah.
it was a hell of a pickup line, actually. No, I didn't do too bad in high school. I was pretty lucky. Plus, I was a skate rat, and I played guitar in a lot of punk bands growing up, so I didn't really have a problem growing up at all. But the thing about the Vergin on Facebook is they won't allow me to put Virgin.
Really?
So, and I've uploaded pictures of my driver's license, and they're like, no, that's offensive. So
Give me a break.
what isn't offensive that I do? So yeah, that's why it looks like that. But guys, thank you very much for having me on Squeegee Life. Love the show. You guys are absolutely hilarious.
Awesome.
And I want to say the thing about it is that's really cool for me is that I do come from solar panel cleaning, but it was the window cleaning that I started getting into, and it was actually from a lot of your videos, your Squeegee videos that got me into the traditional, and that pushed me to go like, hey, you really need to get up close and personal with the glass before you start doing something, which is stupid because I should have recognized that beforehand, because that's exactly how I am with solar panel cleaning.
That's cool. I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you watch. I mean, not a lot of people watch. I don't have a new pair of shoes for every video and wear shorts and shit like that.
No, I tell you what, I've done this. I've done 2 podcasts, nothing like Squeegee Life podcast, and you guys really has been running for a long time, and it's hard. It's not easy to continuously do this. You have a job, you have family,
right.
There's a lot that comes into it.
There's variables, and we've all had our ups and downs on this show, but it just works. You know what I'm saying? It's like we all come from a little bit different background, but we all have the same thing in common, which is obviously window cleaning, and we all have a pretty nasty sense of humor, and we all shred each other, and so it's kind of the way it just worked out.
I think it's important. I get told that I'm not professional enough. I'm not classy enough, that I'm a little too crude, too crass, and that may be. I think it's important when we're talking about these different type of industries, and we're going to be on a podcast and talking with different people. It can't be just, hey, I'm Mr. Brand, I'm Mr. Item. Look at me. This is I'm the look. I want you to buy my program. You have to be a blue collar worker. You have to be actually out in the field.
You don't necessarily have to, but I mean,
I think it helps. I think it helps. It definitely, it guides people.
Well, that clean cut image and shit like that is it's just conducive to the industry. I mean, I'd say probably 80% of the industry is super religious and in that cult. So
and some of those guys look really nice, though. I mean, they look better than me, and I don't.
Yeah, but
I don't want to minimize them whatsoever.
They're like sending DMs to your wife and shit. You know what I mean? So
like,
they're super religious and also trying to talk to your wife.
I watched the podcast and then I scrounged up your name, and I'm gonna friend request you.
Wow. Yeah. You'd be surprised at people that do contact you. Actually, it's and I have distanced myself from the group I have with 2 years ago, this guy contacted me in the middle of the night from, I don't know, Russia or some crazy place like that, and he was calling me because he saw one of my videos, and he was certain that he had to save me, and that he was going to call the police on me, the government, just all this different type of stuff. And this was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and he saw a video of me, and he thought that I was doing something that he didn't agree with, and he had to save me. Now, not everybody agrees with everybody, and I'm cool with that.
Mm.
But there are some crazy ass people out there. You know,
Yeah.
and,
There is.
so you
That's
know,
when you kind of block them and move on, you know.
right. You put yourself out there. So,
Right.
but that's totally cool. It's cool. It's been a fun ride. I love the group that I have. Solar Panel Clean Friends has a strong support. Um, it's had ups and downs like crazy, peaks and valleys, going through stuff. But we're right now the largest online group for professional solar panel cleaners, and that's a cool thing. You know, that's awesome,
Well,
and
I
that
don't.
makes me feel cool.
I look through it here and there. I look at your posts because they show up on my timeline. There does seem to be a good bit less drama in that group over pressure cleaning and all the window cleaning pages. I will say that. You know, there's a lot less measuring contest on your page, which is always good because, you know, kind of gets old, the same old stuff all the time.
It
You know.
does, to a certain degree, to a fault. It becomes a little bit hard. That there's a possibility. I
I've
do
only
have
come
too much
across
of
like
an older
one
mouth.
dude in that whole solar panel cleaning thing that I don't care for. You know, so they've seen the most of them are seem to be
Yeah.
really
I
nice
think
guys.
they are. I think
Yeah.
the majority of when there is kind of stuff, it might be, I might be a part of it, and it might be in the past because I do question a lot.
Mm.
That's part of this whole thing is that
The dude I'm talking about is the fucking Mohawk guy from overseas.
okay. So
He's I wouldn't say a little too opinionated, but sometimes I feel like he says things that you could just keep it to yourself. You know what I mean? Like he was always after Tim about Tim's designs about skulls on his T-shirts and shit like that. What do
yeah.
skulls have to do with window cleaning? How about you just scroll past and shut your fucking mouth about that?
Right.
Ding, ding, ding.
You know, yeah,
Shut the fuck
the
up.
original. I got that a lot. The skull thing. I actually heard that a lot. That was the original design.
Yeah, I
for the Solar
remember.
Panel
Yeah,
Friend.
yeah, I
It's
remember.
fucking badass. That's what it is. It's
How
American
about
and
how about I
badass,
just
so.
do what I want to do and you shut the fuck
Right,
up? How about
right,
that?
right,
You know what I mean? How
right.
about
Yeah. Who the
if
fuck
you don't
are you
like
to judge
it?
anything?
Yeah,
Right.
if you don't like it, just keep fucking scrolling. You know what I mean? It's like I feel
There
like
are
there's
a lot of different people.
there's dudes out there that just feel like they need to let everyone know that their opinion and it's all based back to them making some money off of some fucking retard that don't know no goofball that don't know no
It's
better.
hard. It's hard to say, and it's funny because I get in this conversation. There's an association for every single exterior cleaning out there, but there isn't one for solar panel cleaning, and people are rushing to get to it because it's profitable. It's going to make money for somebody, so
Right.
that should be noted. But it can't be built off of the wrong premise.
Seems
It can't
like
be
a
built
lot
off
of
fear.
those associations. That's all they're there for is to make money.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, no, I hear
I've
you.
not run into one yet that's just not for profit. You know what I mean? That's just like there to help. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So
And I agree with you too, and maybe that's the punk in me, the anarchist in me. But I'm
not
also,
saying that there's not room for it. I mean, I'm sure that it can be done virtuously. You know what I mean? I'm sure, you could do it like and not be a slime ball about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure like someone like you could start an association and do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you are or you want to, but I'm saying, if you could definitely. There's people out there that can pull it off.
Yeah, I know.
But it just seems like the most people that are involved in shit like that are kind of slimy. You know what I mean? They're just slimy dudes.
Yeah.
So
it's a hard thin line because there are people that are involved, and you could say, well, what do they know about solar panel cleaning, anyways? Which I don't think that's actually too fair of a statement to actually make. Because there are some great associations right now that are trying to get involved with it, that already have something together, that do have a presence. That they're a business, and I get that, and I don't want to talk bad about that or anybody.
like the PWMCA's Jamie Schmidt and those guys are good dudes. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean?
There's some good
what I'm
guys.
saying? There's some good dudes out there. But there are other things that are just a little fucking goofy. Well, you know, Damien, that's what the Sacred Order of the Squeegee is all about, man. There's no Federation of Squeegee Life. It's the Sacred Order of the Squeegee. You know what I'm saying? Like hey, you know what I mean? Like everyone, there's this big cult in window cleaning, and we're like the small, like offshoot cult, like, you know.
The nighttime is the right time.
The nighttime is the right time. Yeah. So, yeah, I you know, like when we, you know, like with the whole, the Sacred Order of the Squeegee, that was kind of like just our fucking jab at fucking like the stuffiness of some of these groups and some of these associations. Like I get, like, you know, there's definitely a place for that stuff. There's no question.
Certainly.
And there's no question. But, you know, life is short, and I feel like if there's an opportunity to not, like, take life so seriously for a few minutes, like, let's take advantage of and do that. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like what me and Mark, you know, and eventually Seth kind of did with this podcast. Like, you started out talking about the podcast. Like, this whole thing, like, we're not, you know, I mean, I don't make no money selling t-shirts. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest, I don't make no money doing that shit. You know what I mean? It really, in the long run, it costs me money in the long run. It's just about what the t-shirts and all that shit is just about what me and Mark set out to do 5 years ago when I first got that first t-shirt in the mail. You know what I mean? And that was just like the life. You know what I mean? Not necessarily, you know, like we're trying to be Salt Life or anything like that, but, you know, window cleaners and pressure washers, and, you know, in this case, solar panel cleaners, it's kind of the janitorial style, you know, service industry is kind of like like on the outskirts of society in a way. You know what I mean? Because we're overlooked. You don't notice until we're not there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Under the radar,
yeah. Right, fly completely under the whole industry.
Shit.
Yeah, but it's our shit.
It's ours.
Right.
You know, it's, hey, look. This is
fucking
badass.
That's super rad, right? Yeah.
This is cool. Like, I want one. I want one that has the SPCF logo on it. That's cool shit, man. So, I mean, you know, there's cool stuff, but there's a lot of different things that is important to us. This right here, Louis Hay. Louis Hay was an amazing man.
Awesome dude.
You know,
super awesome.
And
dude.
a lot
always
of
positive. Always positive. Louis was.
Yeah.
No matter the
He was
situation.
Cool guy.
No matter the situation, always a super positive guy. So, you know, shouts out to him. As Mark would say, TJ is secretly getting on the Forbes list. Yes, secretly. Yeah, don't tell anybody. Mark is already secretly there selling all the towels. He's like a multi-billionaire from selling towels.
Yeah, I hear that. No, you've got to be. I hear you're the millionaire out of everybody, Mark.
No, that's Seth.
Really
it's Seth now.
The only thing I can tell you, in all the time I've been cleaning windows, I know I've done over $1 million, but I don't know where it all went.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's a very hard. You know, my problem is I get in trouble online when I call out bullshit, and I just don't make it what it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Be good at what you do and go home and feed your family. That's kind of the way I believe. And we were all young and cocky at one time, and you know, so I kind of have a short fuse with stuff like that, you know. But
no, it's because you know better.
Right. I've been there.
Because you've seen like a dozen dudes just like that dude.
They come
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Damien said, we used to be a white glove service. Now all these dudes popping up out of nowhere. I don't necessarily believe that I'm not still a white glove service. You know what I mean? Like the amount of new pressure washing companies in my ear that also they clean windows and they do gutters and they fucking clean carpet and they fucking, you know, do the and we'll mow your lawn and we'll rake your leaves and I'm just doing my thing. You know what I mean? It's best to just keep your head down.
That's what solar panel cleaning is.
Yeah,
you have to. You can't just do solar panel cleaning and have a business and stay in it for the entire year and just do solar panel cleaning. Not in California. We do gutter cleaning. We do window cleaning. We do pressure washing. We do the soft wash. I mean, shit. We'll watch your kid if you want us to.
Right.
We can get enough money out of it.
Just do your thing. You know?
Right. Just trying to be us.
So, Chris, what percentage of your revenue is? I really thought you were, because obviously the pictures I see on your page of you cleaning solar panels, like this motherfucker's cleaning panels, 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 panels. So, what percentage roughly is the revenue stream from solar panel over your other services?
You know what? I'll tell you this. I don't like to talk to money, but I'll tell you. I'll tell you this much. Okay. First off, I'll say that about 60 to 75% of what we do out there, and I have one guy that works with me, and he is my main number one, and I'll get to that. And our situation, our current situation, because it's been different. But 60 to 75% of that is solar panel cleaning, and it's residential. We do residential. I don't do commercial. I don't like to get in commercial. I've been doing this over a decade. The first close to 5 years I did commercial. Nowadays, commercial just has too much issues with it. The rest of that is, I'd say, let's say if it's 75% is solar panel cleaning residential. The next 10% is window cleaning, and from there it's just various different stuff.
Yeah, put together. That's cool.
Right.
So, as I've reached out to you, I have solar panels on my house. I have 80% replacement, and I clean them like, well, the first time I let them go 6 months, and then my wife was watching the app, you know, the app that tells you, and she's like, "There's something wrong." Yeah, Enphase, and I went and cleaned them, and they came right back up to where they're supposed to be. Of course, the salesman that sat at my my kitchen table, told me the weather cleans it, and I looked at him. I go, "Yeah, don't bullshit me." I go, "I'm a window cleaner, and I have the systems." I said, you know, and he's like, of course, he's like, "Oh, I'll pass out your card." I'm like, "Yeah, like that's gonna happen, no big deal." But they don't clean themselves. We got a lot of pollen here. You know, and there is a noticeable difference when you clean them, not only aesthetically, obviously, but and for the reason they're what they produce.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Like, say if you were a customer. Here's the thing about it is you have a system that allows you to have pure water. So you're cleaning with the right stuff, the right materials, which is what you should be doing. The regular guy out there that owns solar panels, like they're out there and they're using their hose and they're rinsing them off every now and then. You can't do that, obviously. It's fucking shit. It's bad for you.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna recommend like how often to clean solar panels, it's every 6 months. And this guy KD window cleaning, is this the same guy? No, that's HD. This isn't the HD Washman, is it?
No, he doesn't come around anymore. He don't like us.
KD's.
I stole $5 out of his bank account.
Yeah.
This guy, I let him work with me.
Yeah, he said you never. He said you never paid him.
Yeah, well, fucking guy, dude. Listen, I don't want to talk shit about him, but he got afraid up on the. We had a rental of a lift, and you know what? United Rental sucks dick, if I could say. Excuse the language, but they're terrible.
No, you're all right.
They had to have a guy come all the way out. It was just awful. So many breakdowns. It was just a bad day. Look, I let the guy come out to like teach him something. He asked me, he's like, "Hey, can I learn solar panel cleaning?" I'm like, "I got this project I'm going to be doing. You're welcome to come out and chill with me and, you know, learn whatever you want." I let my guy have the day off, and fucking my guy that works with me, he likes to do residential. He does not like to be up on the lift, where I like being up in the knuckle boom and all that kind of stuff, because that's.
Oh, let me interrupt for 1 minute, because I've had guys come out to me that are on Facebook and whatnot, and they're local residential window cleaners, and he's like, "Hey, I'm not your competition because I strictly do residential, but I really need some technique." And I'm like, "You know what? I'm cool with it. Meet me at this." I go, "Meet me at this Whole Foods, because it's pounding glass, you know, 100 panels on the outside, 100 panels on the inside. It goes every week, so it's clean." And I go, "Come on out." And I showed him some basic technique, and I go, give me 50 good windows, not 50 windows we got to go back and fix. Take your time. It's not a race. I'll start the other end, work my way back to you. Point being, he didn't expect to get paid. What he got paid was knowledge that I gave him. I didn't plan to pay him. We had lunch. You know what I'm saying? But you don't get paid when you're.
Is there a Best time to clean solar panels, is it early in the morning or late in the night? When late in the day? When is the best time?
Yeah, because we're getting off topic here. We got three things we're jumping around on here. So getting back to
These are
Mark
questions
here.
that are being asked in the chat. That's why I asked
I
it.
like that. Well, I'm gonna put this in. I'll have it apply. So, and that's a question that I get asked. And really, I got to tell you, I've cleaned at all times of the day. It is the temperature around the environment that you need to think of. When it gets up to around 105, 110, then you want to start thinking about it. We use thermal imaging cameras not only to see if there's any kind of burnt out cells or defects or degradation in solar panels, but also to see the temperature of them. Solar panels, just put this in perspective. When I'm cleaning during the summertime, they reach up around 80 to 90 degrees, 100, 120 degrees by like 10, 11 o'clock. So I don't really fear the heat too much. I think it comes down to how you're cleaning the solar panels. What I do advise when I am asked this is to, number one, bleed the line. A lot of people never hook up to the hose that's at the home or any hose that's sitting on any water source. People like to just hook up to the hose and just run with it. If you got a hose that's sitting, I mean, that water is super, super hot, and even within the line. So when you ever hook up, don't use the hose and then bleed the line. Let the water run for a little bit and get to a regular temperature. Spray off the solar panels lightly and bring them up to temperature. So there's no regular time. They say in the morning and they say in the afternoon. So, I mean, that's what's kind of suggested on the different PDFs from solar panels. But, they also say that the solar panels will clean themselves. So that's all bullshit.
Yeah.
With your solar panels, you should have them cleaned every 6 months. That's what is suggested by the majority of solar panel cleaners out there. But it varies. Location dictates everything. You guys are in Florida, so you should probably have them cleaned a lot more. Here's the thing about it: in the United States, we don't have soiling or fouling issues as bad as other different parts of the world. In Hawaii, they have algae on solar panels so bad that it's just covered with this almost like black algae. It varies. The biggest thing that we have to be concerned about here in America, that I believe, is bird poop, bee pollen, and the accumulation of dirt in different areas. Whenever you have solar panels that are flat, the water likes to accumulate in a corner, and the dirt kind of combines with it. That accumulation can cause hot spots underneath that, and it's affecting the solar cells. So that there is degrading the solar panel, lowering the lifespan, and essentially lowering the efficiency. So we're cleaning solar panels, but we should be out there educating our customers.
Let me ask you a question. I saw a video of these clips that you put in the corner that makes them drain, because I have six flat panels. They literally sit almost perfectly flat, and those are the ones that are hardest to clean, because they have that where they do drain, the water sits exactly like you're saying. So do those, you recommend those? You know what I'm talking about? Those little clips that go on the corners, are they good?
They are, and they're really, really good. I've been up on a rooftop and have made things just to see, if it was a possibility. I've taken a piece of wire and kind of hooked it together and set it on there. The water kind of connects to it and just drains off. The clips are perfect because they fit really nice. They're uniform, and they're commercial, and they look professional. You don't want to go up there and just putting whatever on a solar panel, because it looks shitty, but also you can void a warranty. They are, powerful. They do what they're supposed to.
Yeah.
My only thing is this: is you can only put them on the panels on the outside. So if you have a square array, you have solar panels on the inside, like, you're not going to be able to connect those, because you shouldn't be walking on solar panels. You're going to create microfracture cracks, and then there you are, you're screwing up your solar panel. So, but yeah, they do work. They do work. I do want to say this. I wanted to get back to this Mohawk guy, because a lot of people have heard a lot of negative things come from me, and I don't want this to go away bad or be another thing where somebody's talking crap about him. There are two different people that are doing really good things for solar panel cleaning right now, and that is Steve Williams and Mike Draper. And both of them are bringing in some safety to this. And it is important. We do need some rules and regulations, to a certain degree, because, you can't just be up there just cleaning solar panels. Although I've never gotten electrocuted, nothing's ever happened to me, and I've never heard of one person being hurt or died while cleaning, unalive while cleaning solar panels.
Yeah, I've never shut mine off. I just clean them. Are you supposed to turn them off?
That is suggested, and that should be said. No matter what, there is still electricity flowing through there.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that these guys are sharing that's very, very important, is that it is a danger. There are possibilities.
Yeah.
The main thing that I say is this, though, is we don't clean broken solar panels. That is the main thing, when it comes up there. And I don't want to minimize anything, but when it comes to it, the main thing that I say out of everything is when you're up there cleaning solar panels, don't clean a broken solar panel. Other than that, use your common sense. You should have a little bit of training. I believe no matter what certification you have or what organization you belong to and all that, and I think people should do that. Get as much training and certifications as you have, but as that you can. But I believe everybody who's in the United States who's cleaning solar panels should have an OSHA 30 hour. I've had mine for many, many years ago. You need to have it. It's very, very important, just for the simple fact of what you're doing. You're getting up on rooftops. There's a lot of, and if you've got employees working for you,
it's a whole nother animal.
Yeah, you got a question in the comments for you, man. Katie Window Cleaning wants to know, question for Chris. Do you recommend using a pump to clean to get more flow? And are you using a larger water-fed pole brush than normal to clean them? Thanks.
Great questions. Yeah, I do. Actually, I use a water transfer pump that I got from Harbor Freight that I bought, 3-4 years ago, and it's still badass, works like crazy. It's not the pressure. With solar panels, they suggest that nothing more than 40 psi, otherwise you're going to cause microfracture cracks. So you don't want to use a pressure washer, but it's like window cleaning. It's the flow. The better the flow. I will say this, when it comes to like using the manual water-fed brush, there's a smaller tubing for window cleaning, and for solar panel cleaning, you want the bigger tubing, which I think is, what is that, 3/8 and 5/16?
Yeah, 8 millimeter or 5/16, and now they're up to 3/8. Yeah, I know. I found with mine, because the first time I cleaned them, I was frustrated running 8 millimeter hose. I literally just took the hose off eliminated the hose and turned the valve on, which gives you a small stream, and soaked the hell out of them as I was scrubbing them. I just laid it on there and scrubbed them because it was the first time, and it was the baked on bird shit. It's on there.
So I hate to say this, two things. First off, because we're using Skype to do this, and what's funny is the last time that I've used Skype, because I was using StreamYard and a few other things when I was streaming and doing my podcast. Last time I used this was back in early 2018, and I actually had a conversation with that jackass Perry Tate. And
yeah,
I fucking hate that guy so much. He's such a jerk. Let's see here. And the other thing too about it that I will say is what's funny about that, and why I bring him up, is the one tubing that I've been using for a long time is his Rhino tubing. Yeah, and and it's just the size. It has nothing to do with it not tangling. It's part of his thing is that it's not going to get bundled up, but he says a lot of shit. It does get bundled up.
All that shit does. All
it
does.
I use an electric reel and just kind of wind it up onto my water-fed pole and run it through the inside of my pole, and that shit works out perfect. But
you're an any kind of guy?
It's gonna twist no matter what. It's gonna twist, and when it twists, it's gonna kink. That's just all there is to it.
Right. So go ahead.
I have a question for you. I see you pretty much use regular, bigger water-fed brush, but what about these powered brushes that they seem tremendously expensive. I saw one at a trade show. Thing was a huge amount of money, and for somebody like me that does it occasionally, I mean, I don't, if the ROI is there, but does it really do a better job or a faster job or?
Yeah, okay. Well, that is a great question, man. I think that's what it comes to. This is like water-fed pole versus traditional.
Right.
The thing about it is when you have the residential, I think that you use the water-fed pole with the microfiber brush. While ago, some of the people in my group and whatnot in the community noticed that I was starting to use. I put some videos about it too, but I got a brush, a Libmin brush from Walmart, and I turned it into a water-fed pole brush, and I started.
Yeah, I watched your videos on that, man. It was pretty cool.
Well, it sparked a lot. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think that might have pushed a lot of people in the industry to create these brushes. It's important. I'll tell you why. We need a wider brush because we have a lot of more surface to clean. That's number one. Two, we need the longer bristles because there are a lot of the brackets, the bolts and stuff like that. They vary from installation to installation.
Yeah.
So you don't want that top of that head to be hitting as you're, making agitations on solar panels. So it's good to have that. And we need stiff bristles because we're dealing with hard elements like the bee pollen and the bird poop, which is,
and also I'll go out on a limb and say the weight of a bigger brush, because you're almost sometimes going parallel to the surface, is a lot better. It gets bristles tight.
And that's the difference between using a water-fed pole for window cleaning and solar panel cleaning. Right there, the biggest one is the weight. It's the weight. And I don't want to give too much away because somebody's going to pull this up and you're going to see a brush made after this. That always fucking happens.
Yeah.
But it's the weight of it that's very important for that. Now, moving on to it, though, we got the rotary brush, the ones that go like this. These ones are badass. So you have there's a yellow one that comes from China, and that one there's some people using it. I hear some okay reviews. The J. Racenstein is Racenstein, very popular. And that one, I heard there's a rumor about that one that someone used it for a solar farm and that it stripped what's called the anti-reflective coating on the solar panels. But there's never been no proof.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever said who that was.
I can't see. I'm going to go out on a limb too. I don't see a bristle ever. If that coating came off from cleaning with the bristle, there's a problem with the coating, in my opinion.
The anti-reflective coating on top of the glass is a thin polymer coating, and damaging it can be an issue. But however, though, the tests aren't there, and there hasn't been enough tests. The J. Racenstein brush is a little bit stronger, rigid with the bristles, but it's needed. So that it's a good brush. I'm not saying anything bad whatsoever about it. There's the Sun brush or Sun Biotics, which pretty much got the same thing, beautiful brush. My experience is with something called the Solatech, which is from Germany. I love the German technology.
Yeah.
They are, I don't know what those guys Germans are.
Yeah, they build good stuff. Yeah.
They're like, seriously, like, oh, make the water-fed brush. And they
right.
Good. So this thing is really, really cool. The thing about it is with these things, the head turns both ways depending on what you're cleaning. And we used to use these for cleaning the carport solar panels, which are, depending on how they're installed at different angles. These things can take off on you, and they're super expensive.
Yeah.
So, I'm out in Long Beach one day, and we are stoned. We did, drink during lunchtime. This much is true. This is not something that I normally did, but we were celebrating. And the brush just kind of happened to take off around the corner. And I don't think it would have mattered anyways, because once you get too close to the edge, it can kind of take that and grab and drop down to the ground. You're seeing thousands of dollars right there. Mm-hmm. So those are like 8, 3, 6.
I never thought of that. That thing can drive around on its own. If it falls, it's not going to stop, right? I mean, it's obviously pretty powerful. Is that motor in that is plugged in versus like a water power? Don't they make a water power brush?
They do. Well, that's the one I'm talking about, the Solatech. It is, and it's powered by the water that comes through, and that's what with their German technology allows the brush to do the spinning. But use a like a pressure washer pump to go ahead and get that to move. But they have some that have like batteries, which carry this battery around your shoulder, which to me just seems so.
Especially if you're walking around on a roof with all that on.
Right. So you don't use them for residential. We're talking about, a small to medium commercial, and you're looking to spend $3,600 to $8,000 to $10,000 on one brush for those rotary ones. Those ones that go like this, the Karcher, fucking forget about it. Wasting your money. Yeah, they're too light. They don't do anything. The reviews are awful on them, so just skip those altogether.
Okay, so
next. Don't waste your money.
Yeah. No. Now, okay, I probably know the answer, but I'm going to ask. The thing that looks like a advanced Roomba that drives around on the panels and cleans, any good?
Yeah, the robots?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so there are so many different robots out there. They have a bunch of them. There's a lot of different brands. You have the Solar Cleano, the Height Cleaner. You got Sunbiotics, and then you have a plethora of all these different brands from China that are just insane. They have ones that spin around. They go like this. They drive like this, and then they open out and then spin around.
Yeah.
And then move. I mean, it's just kind of crazy. They're slow. They have connections like this. The Height Cleaner. Okay, the Height Cleaner robot. This has edge detection. So as you're driving it, it doesn't have a screen with a camera to see, what you're cleaning. But as it gets close to the edge, it makes this loud beep, 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 like backing up in a forklift. And so it has things like this, but it has its place. I mean, if you're cleaning 3,000, 20,000, 30,000 solar panels, 50,000 solar panels, shit, man, you want that. But you're spending 36, 50, 60, $75,000 on that.
Is that what they cost? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard to pay off piece of equipment.
Right. Hey, then there's the tractors. Then there's the tractors that are 100,000 plus.
Yeah, that looks like a car wash brush on a tractor. But see, that's the thing. I've heard, because we have a few solar farms here that you can't see the end of. And I'm like, that's got to be big money for cleaning. But it's actually not. You get like minimal amount, and then you have to haul water, and they're usually dirt lots.
Right.
And,
where's the water source?
Right.
I mean, do you need a water buffalo? And it costs a lot of money, man. I mean, I don't want to talk bad about commercial, because there's a lot of guys that are doing it, and they're doing it really well. It's not my thing anymore. Like I said, I did it for the first 5 years. I love residential. I will say that for commercial, it can change somebody. Here's the thing, and this is why so many guys rush. They get in the business and they rush to get these big equipment, is because it's a lottery.
Yeah.
Some of these jobs, you'll get a contract, and it won't be just for one farm. And I've passed these type of contracts on to different guys before, because I've had stuff going with them already, and I have mentioned other guys, and it changes people. It gets you these jobs where all of a sudden you're making an extra $40,000-$50,000 a year.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're making $100,000-$300,000, and it is possible. So it's scary. Did I just lose you guys? Was that me or you guys?
I think that's everybody. That's everybody.
Yeah, that was weird.
No, so I mean,
we're getting close to the end of the world.
Right. Those giant tractors that clean the panels. You would think that the power companies, like ours is owned by FP&L, have their own equipment. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody. Those look homemade to me.
It varies. There is, like, right now in California, we have one of the aqueduct has some solar panels on it, and somebody I know was recently hired to create a system just for them. You get into the tractors, you get into the ones that are connected onto the solar panels, even bigger. There's a lot. Jacob, I hope you feel a lot better. So it just depends, man. Fuck, you know what?
It almost seems to me like it almost pay to fucking just have the shit mounted to the solar panel. If you're gonna have that many solar panels.
Right.
Listen, let me just say this. This right here is, because I do want to point this out, because it was something that I did find out. I've been into art. A lot of people do know that I like painting, but I've been into art recently, and this is it's not even the abstract. It's the way that it's put together with so much. Now, the artist is, as a lot of you know, Franklin Thickhog.
Yep.
I believe it to be Franklin B. Thickhog, Franklin Bartholomew Thickhog, which
could be,
actually makes sense. Now, his wife Greta, is an interesting model. There's a fascinating thing that is taking place here. Because Greta is naturally she is a model that does not have to, it's like instinctive for her. You know what I mean? She doesn't even have to do anything. Within every painting, picture, element of her, she brings something to the table that, you know,
usually a cheeseburger. Yeah.
What is it? Want cheeseburgers regularly?
Right.
Fucking busy with stuff. So that takes a lot of you know what? This guy's busy. He's busy.
Yeah.
He's got to do a lot of stuff to keep her happy, because I see him in so many. He does so much in every single fucking picture. So
I know.
I don't know how he gets out there to do stuff. Frank Rave is probably the coolest guy ever. I'll tell you guys something. What I'm working on, you know, I've been doing videos for a very long time. Yeah, I love the videos, but I've always wanted to, from a younger age, wanted to make horror movies, which will never fucking happen. But I find myself doing some other different things, and I'm trying to get into doing some real serious documentaries. And I'm working on one that's in the works, might come out probably early 2025, that I'm doing about this young man that's incarcerated right now. He stabbed somebody in a pharmacy. It's a crazy thing, but he got life, and he probably shouldn't have. But another documentary that I'm working on that I'd like to do is on Mr. Frank Rave, because I think this is one of the most interesting individuals in window cleaning.
I'll say this. I want to meet him, but I'm almost afraid I'm going to be disappointed that he's not at the pedestal that I've put him on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I sit there and go, I would love to meet him, but I don't think I could hang out with him. There's no way I could keep up with his activities. You know what I'm saying? Like, he definitely appears to live life to the fullest, and that's what I love about him.
Watching him do anything, any picture with him with a Squeegee is just like, okay, that's badass. The guy's pretty cool. So
yeah, he is.
I do like that.
Yeah.
So,
no, he's definitely on the bucket list of someone I want to meet.
I was hoping we get to see him this year, but it didn't work out that way.
Right. We were all going to go to the Huge if he was going.
Really?
Yeah, but it turned out he couldn't go, so we didn't go. You know, that's what I wanted to do, was meet him and hang out with him for a couple hours.
That would be the only reason why I would go to one of those things ever again, is to meet Frank. And then after
I was going to ask you, do you guys ever go to those things? Because I
went one time, and that was good enough.
I'm thinking about going next year. I'm going to try to go to a lot of them. I really, really am, because I'm trying to do something different, and I've got a little bit more things to bring to the table next year. And so I'm actually going to make a conscious effort to get out to some of these conventions. I'm thinking. But
I'll say this, because I've been to several of them. For me personally, this is what it is. I get to meet a few people that I've wanted to meet. That's the highlight of it, okay? And then you walk through the trade show, and you look around, and you see the new colored squeegees, and you see this new pole. You know, I mean, how fascinating is it? At least for me, after all this time, how fascinating is it? You know what I'm saying? It's just a different color. It's just a different angle. It's just a different setup. But once you digest that, then you start to look around and go, what am I doing here? You know what I'm saying? That's what it was for me.
You get to see Philip and him go off on a tangent of why you should buy a Simple.
Oh, Phil is a lot of fun.
He just got banned, didn't he? TJ, didn't you just ban him?
Yeah, from commenting. Yeah, I got nothing to say to Phil anymore.
Look, I love Uncle Phil, but it's caused me some issues. And in the beginning, getting into this, you know, trying to what I thought, was the right thing. And I, don't always make the best decisions. Really didn't help out. And I tried to stand up for him so many different times.
No point. TJ went to bat for him. Look, TJ, like a saint, went to bat for that dude, as have others. Okay, there are others that have tried, but I know TJ made a very strong effort to put him on the map, basically. And you can't. It's not going to happen.
TJ actually told me years ago.
Even went as far as to even mend fences with distributors and shit like that to try to get him.
You can't.
To get him selling again. You know what I mean? The guy's he can't help but step on his own dick. He just can't help himself. He can't get out of his own way long enough to make simple.
Okay.
A viable competitor in the market. He makes great poles. The poles are great, but
totally. I wanted simple. It's going to go down with him, and I mean, Philip's old. Uncle Phil. I've got respect for him as much as simple. I wanted simple for years now. I've been talking to him for years. He sends me stuff like everybody else, and he's a good guy. And but I saw maybe 2 years ago, saw the potential in simple, and I've been wanting to. I don't have the money for it, but if I could, I totally would purchase simple. Now it's way too late. I mean, that's not even a possibility.
Yeah, it is a great product. Really is. Yeah.
He'd never sell it to you anyway.
No, he would not. I think Casper, I don't want to say anything, but I know there were people who were going to, but couldn't even get it. And it's just a ridiculous situation.
He wants too much money for it. He thinks it's worth $1 gajillion.
Right.
And it's not, because you've ran it down the road.
Yeah, and from what I heard, you buy the company, but you don't get the name. Well, what good is that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, what do you got? A bunch of Chinese fucking poles. That's what you got.
Right.
Let's again,
be honest, the best pole he's got is the one I designed anyway, so there's that.
The poles have changed. So they're not the same. Aren't you supposed to be giving all your poles and everything, all your simple stuff to Craig and Grace?
Yeah.
I like them.
I'm pretty cool
Craig's
with Craig
awesome.
and Grace. Yeah, they're good people.
Hey, TJ, Katie said, does she have Give Some too?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. She may give some too. I don't know. I've not yet confirmed or denied that rumor. So it's still out there in the ether if she does she have give some too,
Right. So Chris, do people generally so you obviously, when you clean windows at someone's house that has solar, you obviously upsell the solar. Do you do a lot of solar panel cleaning on houses that you don't clean their windows, meaning they called you specifically or you approached them specifically for the solar?
Yeah, it's always solar first. That's my foot in the door, and then I cross-sell to the window cleaning. And I stick with exterior window cleaning. I don't want to go in people's houses.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Obstacles. It's nasty. It's dirty. I don't want to deal with people and their pets.
The cat lady with like 10 cats, and it smells like ammonia because they don't change the freaking.
So, but dude, like people usually wait to call you because their panels aren't producing. You know what I'm saying? Or is it a?
It varies. I have repeat customers, and they know what's up, and they get my text, and they're like, "Yeah, sure, cool, it's all good." But for the new people who call me, they never have a clue, and it's always it's one of two things, and it's the majority of the time they're always those people who call me who they used to have it cleaned by somebody else, and that cleaner's not around. I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Or and this is the majority of it, and it's people are like, "Oh, I never knew that you had to clean solar panels. Like, no one ever told me," because they're not talking about it. Solar panels are self-cleaning, and to some degree, to some fault, they do some effect, but they don't clean everything. I mean, shit, if I park my car in my driveway and leave it there for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, I mean, there's going to be damage to it. I'm not going to cruise around in it.
You're right, Chris. See, I've got the best of both worlds because I clean windows and I have solar. But I, as a consumer, because I've seen it on your page, and I started to push a little bit And then I'm like, you know what? I don't want to sound disrespectful here, but when someone tells me it's, let's just say $10 a panel, and I have 40 panels, that's $400 to clean the panels, right? I won't get the brush out of the truck for less than $400. Well, now as the consumer, Chris, you know where I'm going to go, right?
Right.
If I'm saving $250 a month because of my solar, I certainly don't want to just redirect the money to the cleaning guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You get solar panels to save money, not to, because in the world that some people live in, you could give 80%. I got 80% replacement. I'm not ready to give a solar panel cleaning guy 50%. You know what I'm saying?
Either.
Yeah.
Hey, first off, let me say this, Mark. In all the years I've done, and I've had a business, and with all the services I've done, I don't pay for Facebook ads, Google ads. I don't pay for that shit. I don't like to pay for anything. Now I have a background. Like I said, I had epilepsy, so I have a background doing website stuff and SEO stuff, because that's all I did during that time, because I was stuck. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it is the pricing. There is such a huge debate on what to charge people for solar panel cleaning, and some people charge as low as $250 a panel. We'll start with residential, then they go on up to $10, $15, $20 a panel. It just depends. In California, regular price is between $5 and $10, maybe a little bit beyond that per panel, which makes sense for me. I do bracket pricing for my customers. So you have 0 to 10, 11 to 17, 18 to 25, 26 to 34, and then on. And I charge a certain amount, which doesn't matter. But here's the thing, Mark right here, Mark Clausinski, he asked ever advertise new customer specials, 20 panels for $149 or something like that. See, there needs to be, when it comes down to the price and people are getting out of hand with it, they need to go ahead and first think about what is that amount that they're not willing to go under. Like, I'm not getting up on a roof for nothing less than $150. That's my base price.
Yeah.
However, though, that 0 to 10 is $165. So I think that's more important, is to base it on your value. The whole thing about charging for a ridiculous amount of solar panels, these guys, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another, because I feel like they're the $99 guy. They're not going to last around. They're not going to be around for too much longer, because the shitty guy's going to get up there. It just fucks things all up.
So, but do you package price? Like, let's say I call you and I've got 40 solar panels, and then I say, you know what, Chris? What can you do on the panels if I give you my windows? What, and you could balance it out by just charging a little more on the windows. They don't know. It's like saying, it's like you see these advertisements. I always thought this is funny. 20% off your first cleaning. Well, if we haven't put a price down, what's 20% mean? Absolutely nothing. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It means nothing.
Totally. And it is, and you're right on the money on it. If they're combining the services together, I give them a discount, and that only makes sense. And in the long run, I'm making enough money with it. I mean, it makes sense. I'm going to have them every 6 months. Let's say they get their solar panels cleaned 3 times a year, and then I'm doing their windows, and I will package it up. Then maybe I have gutters.
Yeah.
Then I have all these different things. So it's definitely good money.
Well, the cost of getting to the house is already spent. Else. You know what I'm saying? The cost of getting there and setting the time aside is already spent. Now you're just going to do a little more while you're there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like picking up store window cleaning, right? You pick one up and you get your price for it. Well, everything else is gravy in that center. You don't have to drive anywhere.
Cross sales, a lot of cross selling. It's the same for all of us. We're all the same. I mean, it don't matter, too much from it. We're cross selling. We're starting out at one thing. That's our foot in the door. And we're trying to cross sell on whatever we know. We're trying to make money and bring it home and safely at the end of the day be back with our family. So
the industry is in its infancy. There's no doubt about that, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, it appears to me, and you've been doing it a long time. Yes. But it is somewhat in its infancy.
Yeah. I mean, there's a possibility that the first cleaning was back in early 1900 to 1910 by this guy George Cove, and that's a long story. Look, there's so much that I could talk about this, that I could keep you guys on here for hours and hours and hours. But even with that, and even with 1978 through the 1980s, solar panels growing in California from the pot farmers and them obviously having to clean their solar panels because they're off the grid.
Yeah.
Solar panel cleaning, as professionally and commercially, is so young. I mean, we're still growing. We're still finding our way. That's why there aren't a whole lot of rules and regulations. We're like in the days before I'm sorry, I'm losing the words right now for window cleaning, high-rise window cleaning. High-rise window cleaning, like back in the day before there were any rules and regulations. When things were just like whatever.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we're still in with things right now, and that's why a lot of people like Steve and Mike Draper are pushing to have different safety.
Yeah. Well, no, that's a crucial part of it. The good thing is a lot of those implemented safety regulations apply exactly the same to window cleaning as solar panel cleaning. You know, the difference is a house doesn't have tiebacks. But you've got to educate yourself to know how to be safe on them, you know?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It varies.
I mean, every time I clean my panels, Chris, there's only one section that I physically have to get on the roof, but I got to stretch out like 45 foot of pole just to stand back far enough. And I debate it every time. Do I need to get the ladders? I don't feel like climbing up there. I have a metal roof, so it's even hotter because it's reflecting off there.
That.
Yeah,
it's slippery.
Well, I got exposed. I've got exposed fasteners, so you stand on the screws. You know, but yeah, it's always like I'm just gonna. But if I don't get up there, I can't get the flat roof panels. You know.
That's why you want it for residential. You want to be up on the roof for cleaning. It's from the top down. It's just a lot easier. It's less on the shoulders.
Yeah.
You know, you're not fucking up your rotator cuff. But either way, I mean, shit. If you can scrub them, it's like a plate.
So do you think solar panel industry will ever be a standalone industry or always be latched on to window cleaning? Meaning, will there be solar panels that don't clean windows, that don't pressure clean or do gutters or anything like that?
See, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another because there already are, you know. So, and I think it will be. It just depends on what part of the industry you're involved with, which is, you know, I think that's the same for any kind of exterior cleaning industry. If you're just cleaning solar farms, if you're just cleaning carports, then, you know, you might not find yourself so much doing windows. It's the residential aspect that really has that push towards it. I don't see a whole lot of commercial cleaners, solar panel cleaners, like fucking cleaning storefronts. I really don't. There's not a lot of solar panel cleaners that are cleaning storefronts. I mean, it's fun as hell, but we don't get that many.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have a lot of competition in your area, or there's a handful?
Yeah. Yeah, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
All over the place. They're down the street. They're everywhere. It's now just like window cleaning, and you know, I have no clue how a window cleaning company out here in San Diego makes it, because there's so much competition. It's unreal.
Really?
Unreal. Yeah.
We get a lot of come and goers, but we don't have. It's not that bad here. Pressure cleaning, they're everywhere. On every street corner, you'll see another trailer or another cab over truck. But as far as window cleaners, they're few and far between in my area. You know,
we've seen a lot of companies come in around 2015 and then kind of dump out at 2018.
Yeah.
And in 2020, it started to get back up again, and the pandemic hit, and we saw some companies dump out. But now, you know, companies people are starting to get into it again. But what they're doing is they're rushing to buy the big expensive equipment as if it's the be-all go-to. Right. And there's a fight for commercial. And here's what I want to say. Commercial's awesome. And again, I don't want to minimize anything, but it's a bullshit run. Half of the time, these guys that are asking you to put in a quote for them for these commercial jobs already have a friend or a company or something.
They want your number. Yeah, they want. Yeah.
Right. want to drive down the price like crazy. So the price always gets driven down to.
Yeah, my internet is
crazy,
wonky. It's been wonky all
that happens.
day.
That's the thing about. So when you run the podcast, TJ, are you the main one who runs it? So it goes through your computer.
Yeah,
that's how it is for me. Yeah, it sucks when things get all screwed up, and it's because of you, because of your internet, and it all gets kind of crazy. It's not easy having a podcast.
I can't get no better internet than what I got. This is the best I can get available locally. So it is what it is. Sometimes it fucks up, you know. It's occasionally that happens.
Now, what about? I've never physically seen a rooftop made of those. I guess they're Tesla. The tiles are. How do you? Yeah, no good.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, you clean them just like you would. Just imagine it was all windows.
But you can't walk on them, right? You can't walk on them.
You can't. Exactly. And then they're never clean. You know, imagine a window that's oxidized forever and a day, and you're cleaning with a water-fed pole, and white just keeps coming from it over and
no
over.
matter what you do, it's still there. Yeah, all you do is stripe it up with the bristles of the brush. Yeah.
And, people have good what am I trying to say? It works out for some people. Procedures. I was gonna say it works out for some people sometimes, but for the most part, it really comes out to shit, and that's because there's always that water just keeps on running underneath there. It's a rooftop.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just layered on top, and just imagine they're like tiles. So there's like dirt and stuff. Properties just.
Well, imagine taking your water-fed pole brush to a tile roof. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be fun.
So it takes a lot of time. I've cleaned some before where it was just part of the roof and partial, and that was annoying. A whole entire roof of it.
Yeah.
Man, you got to use some sort of aerial lift or something like that.
Right. So. Right. Now, are there anything you would recommend? Like I don't know, I guess it's these yellow spots that we get here. I attribute them to pollen. I could be wrong about that. And you literally almost have to take your fingernail to it to get them off, because it bugs me. Yeah, bee pollen or whatever it's called. But is there anything safe to spray on a panel before you clean it?
You know what? They got these different type of coatings things that are supposed to. Solar panels, if you look at the glass on it, tempered glass, there are peaks and valleys. So if you look at it under a microscope, there's a lot of shit that could fill in there. Yeah. And they have different coatings that nowadays, nano coatings that you could put on there that'll make it kind of nice surface, so stuff doesn't collect as easily. But there isn't nothing on the market to 100% prevent anything like that. And that's, you're in the flight of bees. Bees like shiny stuff, and they're just, flying and dropping shit.
Right.
Yeah. It's just bee shit.
Yeah.
So pain in the ass.
It's hard to get off of there.
That's the biggest problem for solar panel cleaners with brushes is the removal of the bee pollen.
Yeah. So, but I mean, think about it. Anything sitting on 120-degree surface for 6 months is not going to just wash right off. You know what I'm saying? It's baked on there,
Right.
Exactly.
It's rough. Hey, so TJ, I see you roll up a joint up on here, and I was gonna have.
I've never rolled a joint on here, dude.
I smoke stuff on here.
I smoke cigarettes. That's it.
Is that it? Is that what you're really doing on here? Just cigarettes?
Yep. I have no. I can neither confirm or deny any partaking of any kind of joints. I don't even know what a joint is.
That's okay though. Cigarettes are the worst thing that you can. I can't even believe that I'm actually giving some. They're fucking terrible at this point in time. I'm not even sure why anybody.
It assures me. It assures me a young death. That's what it does, and they taste good.
We love them.
Right.
Yeah, for a little bit in my youth, I don't know why I used to smoke. I've never really been a cigarette smoker. I did for a little bit. A tiny bit, but when I was in my early 20s, I used to smoke clove cigarettes, which are fiberglass. They're fucking
nice.
I don't know why. I thought I was so fucking cool at the clubs. And I used to go to a lot of clubs with like bands playing. I'd be out there with my clubs. Fuck,
so what do you do as a hobby? What does Chris do when he's not running his business? I know you have a young family, right?
Yeah. I got I have so I have two daughters from my first marriage, 24 and 21, and they live out of state, and they are crazy. My oldest daughter has two kids, so I have grandchildren. And then with my new wife, I have a 5-year-old daughter and I have a 1-year-old son. And my 1-year-old son is like fucking, it's like raising Shaquille O'Neal. He's fucking huge. So he keeps me really, really busy. This
or maybe
year,
it's just that you're small. If you thought about it.
Jeez. It could be, it could be. I'm a pretty big, I'm a badass for my size. I'll tell you that much. Don't make me bust out my guitar and start playing a song for you, because I will.
I don't want you to do that. We don't want you to do that.
I don't do that. I don't perform.
We don't even like it when Craig does it. Craig breaks into something. We don't even like that. You know what I mean?
You know what? I was going to make a song with him, but I didn't have time, and we talked about it over messages before, but then I got lost into a bunch of different projects. But at one point in time, there was almost a song that came out, a collaboration between me and Craig. So
I think that might be cool.
What could have been? What
could have been?
What may be? What could have been? You never know.
Right. So I mean, it could have been a masterpiece and cleaning celebrity. So.
Without a doubt, dude. Without a doubt, that could have been some.
The name of that collaboration would be Thick Hog.
A Thick Hog collaboration from Thick Hog Records. I don't do anything, Mark.
Thick Hog Records.
Do anything, Mark.
That's good.
And you know what I do? I drink a little bit of beer, and I work really, really hard. And you know what? There is one thing that I do that I've gotten into recently, but not too recent. It's actually been going on for maybe about a year now. But I have notoriously never liked video games whatsoever. Fucking can't get into them. I cannot. But I found a video game on Xbox called Call of the Wild, and it is Call of the Hunter. Call of the Hunter, doesn't even matter. You're hunting the entire time. You're just running through these reserves, hunting for different animals, and that's cool. It. Yeah, it's pretty fucking. It's my daughter and my wife say it's very, very boring, but I love it. It's absolutely fun. Other than that, yeah, man, I'm just working and trying not to look like an asshole on social media.
That's yeah.
It's easy. Avoid it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not in any groups.
Yeah.
None. I don't see the point in it.
You left the window cleaning groups, TJ?
Yeah, I've not been in window cleaning groups for over a year.
Attaboy. Jacob, what was that?
Huh?
Nothing.
The only thing that gets
lunch.
posted in there is Squeegee Life stuff from the Squeegee Life page. I personally have no affiliation with any groups except for the podcast page, and that's it. And I don't really do anything in there either. Facebook's ass, so
yeah.
I don't, it's not the community that I don't care for. It's just Facebook is garbage. So it's like, you get banned for everything. I got in my suggested feed, I got bitches that are completely butt fucking naked. You know what I mean? Like, swipe down to check out all these titties and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And somebody posts a fucking, like, fuck you, asshole, and you get banned for a month. It's fucking stupid.
Right. You can't say anything. You can't even joke. I mean,
purple-haired,
you say, you're like...
Purple-haired dudes that fucking squish their man titties into a bra and acting like they're fucking women all over the fucking place. But if I told my brother to shut the fuck up, I'm going to slap him in his mouth, I get banned from fucking Facebook. Like, go fuck off, you fucking tranny dick biting fucking queers. Fucking stupid ass fucking shit. Dumb as fuck, man. So I just don't. What's the point? You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? What's the point?
The social media networks are all messed up. Like I like to go on Twitter because I feel like Twitter like is more closer to my beliefs right now. I try to get onto the Instagram threads, but they're very, it doesn't work for me. I don't do TikTok. TikTok never worked out for me. YouTube's okay.
I post on there occasionally, occasionally. Like maybe once or twice a month I might post something on there. That's another one I could really give a shit about.
Yeah, I've kind of calmed down on posting on TikTok too.
But have you ever gone on TikTok Live? Because this is just random people you're not even connected with. Have you ever done this? Because these, okay, if you have some time and you want to see the lives of some really weird individuals, go on TikTok Live. I randomly from time to time I find myself, if I do get on TikTok, I will end up clicking on the live, and the videos that are on there are weird. This NPC thing where these people do this type of thing, chili, yeah, fuck. How do they make money off of that? I thought the OnlyFans thing was crazy, but they're making money. They make more money than me. They're making more money than a lot of us.
I don't know about any of that. None of that stuff makes sense to me at all. You know,
it's insane.
None of it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Insane. So I don't know where, you know, when you talk about all this kind of stuff about window cleaning and solar panel cleaning, where does it really fall in line with everything else, man?
Right.
So does it really matter about too much about a brand? Does it really matter about how much money you are making? Does it really matter about what product specifically you're using?
I mean, a lot of folks. I mean, most of the social media anymore is just like a clip of one window doing a bunch of cool squeegee fucking tricks, and not really like. I have a hard time like getting on and doing like Instagram or fucking TikToks where I'm like fucking doing the whole fucking circle-y fucking doodah. I'm just trying to like I'm
circler.
Like yeah, like where I'm like fucking like this down the window with my mop and my washer. Like I don't like. I'm just like trying to get the fuck like is the least amount of swipes in one smooth fucking motion. Show me that. Right. You know what I mean? Like the most efficient way to clean a window. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's why I don't get like. I don't have millions of followers on those platforms because I'm just like cleaning a window to try because I want to fucking go home. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't fucking clean windows to fucking like you know like do tricks and shit. I just want to fucking get these things done and go fucking home. Right. I ain't here to make friends. Just cut the fucking checks. You know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck?
I hear that. Yeah,
how do you wash out sweat stains on a camp? You don't. You buy a new hat.
Right.
Get a new hat.
Dishwasher. You put your hat in the dishwasher.
And then it's all crunchy and fucking feels never like shit. Same, yeah. It's never the same. Just buy a new hat. You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
I hate to be that way, but it's just the truth. I mean, I'm not hating on them dudes. The shit works. They get tons of views and shit like and followers, but I just like I don't like since I started doing like window cleaning on like YouTube and like TikTok and Instagram, it's just always been about how quickly I can get done with something the most efficient way possible and get a check. You know what I mean? Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. I don't like I'm sure that I could probably do the circular doodah. You know what I mean? I've been cleaning windows for 20 fucking years. I'm pretty sure there's probably some cool stuff I can do. You know what I mean? But I just like I've made a TikTok symbol on glass before. You know what I mean? In soapy water. So I mean, there's things I can do. But I mean, just like every video is like the same fucking this dude doing the same, and then the next dude's doing the same thing that dude did, and then that dude's doing the same thing that dude. Yeah. It's just like the same video by fucking endless cycle of the same fucking video over and over and over and over again. It's not unique in any way. It's just about getting clicks and views. That's really all it's about. And if that's why they're doing it, that's cool. But it's not informative whatsoever, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, and
right.
When I started doing this whole thing, guys were on YouTube and social media trying to help guys out to show them, hey, this is why I do this. This is why I do that. This is, you know what I mean? And that's kind of where I've kind of stuck with it. You know what I mean? So that's why I like you said, it's just really hard to, like TikTok and shit. Like, it's just really hard to interact on there for me. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, I'll post a video with this cool song and. You know, that's, you know what I mean? Like, I better do a TikTok. You know what I mean? Like, every once in a while, so I'll be watching TikToks because that's really all I do on TikTok is watch them. And then, like, I'll get a notification, and then I'll get another notification, and then somebody will send me a message, man. Hey, man, you still cleaning windows? I'm like, all right, I'll post a TikTok. So they're like, yep, I'm still cleaning windows. You know what I mean? Like, I had
I get the, hey, you still going to make TikToks to Jersey?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good though.
Yeah, I used to. I mean, I have actually had like 2 really good videos edited and put together for Philip's pole, but that's I'm not posting that shit now. His new trad pole that he came out with.
Yeah.
That was.
But I will tell you guys now, it's a cool Kevlar carbon fiber mixed pole, and the clamps are not right. There's not enough meat taken out of the center, so even adjusted all the way down, they don't bite all the way on the pole, so that the pole still spins. You have to shave down the cone to get the fucking squeegee on the fucking end of the pole. But it's a nice pole. It's good for a water fed pole. I just don't see the 4-section Kevlar pole. I don't get it. Like, the standard is 3 sections, 12 foot. Zero's got it covered. You know what I mean? Just make water fed poles and be done with it, dude. You know what I mean? Like having a Kevlar, like they're like $300 too. You know what I mean? It's just like
that's a lot of money for a trad pole.
Yeah, it's just And he's like, well, you can stick it on the end of another sim pole. I'm like, yeah, but why?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying why, because I mean my other sim pole has those 4 sections too. So it's just like, why am I going to buy extra sections? Like I said, I tried to be nice and shit, but it just doesn't work.
If you buy this connector on this other gizmo, you could.
The only reason why I got so upset last week is because I had a conversation with him about this before he even sent it to me. Because he sent me a poll. He's like, I want to send you a poll for free. It's yours, whatever. I did a review on it, and he got mad at me because I'm not using it in every video that I do, so he wanted it back.
You have to sleep with this next to your bed.
Yeah. So I'm like, I got a Squeegee Life pole. The pole that's over my left shoulder here, that's the pole I use every day because it's my fucking pole, and I like it. You know what I mean? So there's that. So I was like, all right, man, I'll send you the pole back. I send him the pole back, and then he's like, well, I want to send you this pole, and you can try it out, and you can keep this one. And I'm like, listen, man, I will review the pole for you, but the first time you say anything about wanting it back or any of that shit, I am done. Yeah. It's, you know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking, I'm not saying I'm the man or anything, but I clean windows for a living. I don't review fucking window cleaning tools for a living. So if you want me to review something, I need some sort of payment. And that payment is you sending me the fucking tool to have. Right.
And not asking for it like a 6-year-old.
And not asking for it back like a 12-year-old
kind of weird.
Later.
It doesn't make you feel too good.
It makes me feel like my time is not valuable whatsoever to you. And the things that you say to me privately to get me to review your tool because no one else will is all hollow because you're just ingratiating me to get what you want out of me. And then you get on here and you embarrass me live on my own podcast. Say, give that poll I gave to you, give it to her.
Yeah, I'm gonna score some points with Grace here.
Grace these nuts into your mouth, my boy.
Grace seems so impressed. I love that. That was one of my favorite episodes. I swear, my favorite thing in the whole entire bit was Grace the entire time. But the best part is Craig. I love Craig, man. I love him.
Well, I can assure you that it's the same way in person. Craig does all the talking, and Grace sits there with a smile on her face.
Yeah, Grace stands there with like a hostage.
Jennifer and Grace, when we went to Cedar Point, Jennifer and Grace kind of walked off to the side, and started talking amongst themselves. I didn't even know Grace could talk. I even asked her. I'm like, I didn't even know you knew how to talk or nothing.
I thought, mute?
Yeah, are you a mute? You know what I mean? She's like, well, Craig's talking. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, we went out to dinner, and Craig wouldn't even let us fucking order our food. He ordered for us.
Yeah, that's much.
You know what I mean? I'm just like, this dude is fucking wild as fuck, man.
He's got a lot to say. So has he done a lot of LSD? And listen,
I think once upon a time there's a possibility.
I think that's why I start having seizures. When I stopped doing acid, coincidentally, like not too far off of that, I start having seizures.
So that went away. Chris, it just really.
Yeah. Okay. So they gave me all these pills, these anti-seizure medicine, which messed up my teeth. That's why I have bad teeth. I've never done. People are, say things like, "Chris has done drugs." No, dude. I can't gain weight. I can't do anything. My life has been fucked because of the pharmaceuticals that have been pumped into me. If I were to take any kind of hard drug, it'd probably kill me, make me have a seizure.
Right.
But they just stopped one day. I stopped taking the pills that they were giving me, and I started smoking a lot of pot, a lot. Yeah. And they just magically, as they came, went away. And
so
I haven't had.
Did you like all of a sudden go, holy shit, it's been 3 months and it hasn't happened? Like, you kind of forget that it's just part of your life. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They went away. There was through my 20s, I barely even had a license.
Yeah.
Because in California, if you have a seizure, you go to the hospital, you automatically lose your license.
Yeah, I think
it's multiple times.
Yeah, I think it's
right.
Like that.
I was this close to losing it forever, permanently having my license taken away from me. Yeah.
So like, did it completely incapacitate you?
At one point, there were some times where, for a small portion of my life, few months, where I was basically stuck on the couch. 1 month in particular, where I really didn't get up, couldn't do anything, was having seizures almost daily.
Really? Wow.
Oh, man.
How long did they last?
Sometimes it would be, 30 seconds, something like that. Sometimes it would be longer. It's harder on the people around me. I don't remember anything about the seizures whatsoever. I get like this aura, is what I would get, and then I'd be like, oh, it's about to happen, and then I'd, black out. Next thing I know, I'm waking up and everybody around me is crying.
But like, would it hurt? I mean, like, you flop around like a fish. Yeah.
Yes. Afterwards, it felt like it's felt like I've gotten my ass kicked every single fucking time.
Yeah. Wow.
So I don't. If you're, that's why I get into a fight and I really don't give a shit, because it's like I don't get into fight much anymore. I'm 46 years old. I'll probably get my ass kicked at this point. But when I was younger, these seizures would fuck me up, man. I'd always have bruises all over me, and people would see me and be like, "Man, what happened to you?"
I did this to myself. Yeah. Wow.
This is why the last name Vergin didn't matter, because I always looked like I was badass, like I had just got into a fight with like 5 different guys. So women were like, "Fuck, this guy,
the other guy."
Badass. Right?
Is that a concern, doing what you do? Seizures?
It is. It was. It isn't anymore. Mm-hmm. I think it definitely. You got to think about the different kind of health issues that you have with mm-hmm. you. They have stopped. I'm now 46 years old, and they've completely stopped. And I no longer have to go to a doctor. But back then, I was going to a doctor maybe 3-4 times a month.
Wow.
So. Yeah, and at this point, I don't take any kind of medications whatsoever. I don't take any kind of pills. I don't even like Advil, Tylenol. I don't take anything like that. I drink beer and a little bit of weed, and that's all I'm with.
This podcast does not condone the use of drugs.
Yeah, don't say that stuff. That stuff is terrible. Nobody should do that. It's against the law in some states still, so don't do that. It's bad.
We don't believe in drugs around here, man. It's bad for you.
No. I definitely don't do any of those things. I'll tell you what, you shouldn't be doing anything like that. I'll say this. You shouldn't be doing anything like that while you're cleaning, while you're working, while you do anything like that. I don't want to give the wrong impression here. If you're off on your own time doing your own thing outside of work, that's nobody's fucking business.
Right.
I get a lot of flack for this. When you're at work, obviously perform like a professional and do what you do. But just because you do certain things shouldn't necessarily just minimize what you do over here and make it like it's shit, like you're just an unprofessional. That's not true.
Unfortunately, some people just like to judge. They don't, and I just let them, who cares? I don't care what nobody thinks. You could always, not pay attention to what I'm doing. You know what I mean? You just, focus on yourself, and I'll just do it.
Then they wouldn't have anything to do.
Right. Right.
Well, I know we're probably coming up here to the end soon here. I was a little bit bummed that Seth is not on, because I really like the stool time. Because this is important to me. Because there's plenty of times I have found myself at Home Depot bathroom. He fucking nailed it. The timing. He nailed the timing. Look, these are perfect times. At 7:30 to 8:30, that's my time. I'm right in there. That's perfect.
All the segments will be back next month in October. You know what I mean? We're just kind of getting our.
We got some new ones to bring in.
We got some new stuff we're gonna do and stuff like that. We're just kind of slowly. We just have some guests on and stuff, and usually when we come back, the first month we come back, we normally have a round of guests on and stuff like that, and then things start to slow down a bit, and then you kind of need things like tool time and stool time to kind of break up the monotony of the show. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that stuff will be back soon. It'll be a good time as usual. Seth has just had some personal family stuff going on, so he couldn't be here tonight. So, should be back next week. Next week we got Chris Lambernides on from windowcleaner.com. There we go. Thanks. So that ought to be cool. That will probably be an episode of the podcast that if you're looking to talk about window cleaning tools and window cleaning, you're probably not going to want to watch that one because that show will be the start of something that we're going to start doing. Once a month, we're going to do a podcast that has nothing to do with window cleaning whatsoever. It's just going to be like off-topic fucking whatever we decide we want to talk about that night. That's what we're going to talk about. It's not going to be about window cleaning, the size of a squeegee that you should use on fucking the back of a 69 Pinto. Like, none of that shit is going to be happening. We're not going to talk about how many techs you should have in your electric fucking Tesla truck. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to do none of that stuff. So it's just going to be, 4 dudes or 5 dudes chatting about, whatever. I'm sure with Chris, it's probably going to be like aliens or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd probably be aliens or the Loch Ness Monster or something like that. I don't know. Who knows? We'll find out before we go live, and then we're just gonna. Mark's probably not gonna say a whole lot because Mark only believes in Fords and Leonard Skinner and Cody Jinks. That's all Mark. That's all Mark believes in. He don't believe in anything else besides that. Ford,
my world.
Cody Jinks,
and
Leonard Skinner. That's all he believes in. Mark Tanner, I do. Yeah, well,
you know what? Should go now.
Yeah, everything makes fucking sense now. Everything makes sense.
As you get older, you put yourself in your bubble.
Yeah.
My bubble is in my backyard.
Yep.
Okay, and out on the street cleaning my windows. And other than that, that's what I'm interested in. But it's going to be a good podcast because I love the podcast that's just going to go wherever it's going to go, and we see what happens.
I love when people like Mark are like fucking switch their rubbers. Like, I use soft rubber in the winter and hard rubber in the fall. And when I'm on the sun, I use fake rubber.
That's the farthest thing from me, dude.
I use the same fucking rubber all year round. I never change it. I use the softest rubber possible. It doesn't matter.
Why do you use Black Diamond? It fucking sucks.
Yeah, I use the super soft, the platinum. Or the soft.
I'm just trying to clean the window without using a rag.
Yeah, I just.
That's okay, D man. Thanks for watching.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Gary D is in Australia.
Cool, man. What's up, Gary? I don't know who invited the Borg.
Yeah, that went away. They deleted it. Whoever it was.
Well, that's good. Good for you. I'm glad you came and left. You cunt.
You stupid fucking cunt.
But yeah, so that'll be, next week's show was Chris Lambernides. We're not going to talk about...
Is that how you pronounce his last name?
Lambernides. No, it's Lambernides. I like saying Lamborghini. So, I mean,
I like the Chris Lambo is better. I like that.
Lambo.
Yeah.
I wish he would change his name to Mario so we could call him Mario all the time instead of Chris. Black Diamond Platinum T-Top is shits all over Sorbo rubber. I don't care what nobody says.
I love it. Shits all over.
Ederay does not have a soft rubber. Ederay has one blend of rubber.
Yeah.
Etterays are good rubbers.
Etteray's good rubber. I don't mind Etteray.
I've never had an issue with Etteray rubbers, but I like my Black Diamond Platinum.
Yeah, Platinum. I feel like it lasts longer.
Guy that's used Sorbo for how long have you been window cleaning, Mark?
37 years.
783 years.
Yeah, 783 years. But I was an Etteray guy, and then when I got into the wide body channels, I was strictly Sorbo, and then obviously
he's been cleaning windows since the early 80s, the early 1880s.
When you were just a tad.
Yes. I was still in diapers when Mark was cleaning windows.
Yeah, I probably wasn't even born yet.
You were swimming around looking for that egg.
Yeah. I was just a little spermy.
Right.
A little swimming around.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't Swagga, whatever your name is. I'm cool with what you're saying, but until you've tried the Platinum, which is a Sorbo style rubber, I can't. You can't say that unequivocally anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Sorbo channel guy. That's pretty much all I use, and that Platinum rubber is just fucking bonkers in that channel. So it is what it is. It closes out like a motherfucker.
Yep. I don't know much. I have some Sorbos, some Sorbo channels.
I'm not saying Sorbo's bad rubber, but
well, I don't change the rubbers all that often. But I really, really actually have been meaning to try the Black Diamonds. Now, again, I don't have as much window cleaning as probably you guys do, but I do. I recently had the 6th anniversary for Window Magic Supply. I won the Mormon Liquidator.
Mm-hmm. Oh, throw that shit in the garbage.
That was a prize.
They probably gave away a lot of those.
Listen, I like the edges.
We can't sell these things. Here, you want one?
Here's the thing. The mop that connects into it, that you can push in and out, broke within the first 15 minutes of me using it, unfortunately.
I got a bunch of Mormon stuff to review and stuff like that. I had the dry walker, and it fucking broke on me. Like within like the first hour I was using it, I was really let down. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, anyone that knows me, I tried that stuff for a few years, and I just recently literally picked it all up because I just had it in a box. I threw it in the fucking trash.
Yeah.
And I was going to make a video of it and post it, but then I was like, you know what, I'll just...
Yeah. But, I mean, everybody, there's guys that really love that stuff, too. I like the handle is cool. I don't mind the handle.
It was a
the accelerator handle, it's not bad. The flick pad ain't bad. You know what I mean? It has its place. But all the other stuff, I mean, it's just like cheap plastic bullshit.
I don't even like it. I mean, I'll use the accelerator handle in hand now, but I just recently started using wagtail again for like my pole tools and for like doing the flippity doo-dah, like you'd like to call. And I don't even like that handle anymore. I use it in hand, not even on a pole.
Right.
Well, I bought a wagtail one time because it was the big hype, and it came with a sheet metal screw holding the handle into the channel, and it holds the rubber in there too, right? So, what happens to a thin piece of gauge aluminum that you put a sheet metal screw in?
It's gonna wall her out.
Back the screw out, yeah.
It's gonna wall her out.
Are you kidding me? The squeegee's
like
going.
Swagga said, everybody like Swagga. He's a Sorbo guy. He feels like it's the best. You know what I mean? Everybody's gonna have their opinion on stuff like that. For me, there's just some shit I just don't even bother with, to be quite honest with you.
You know what I say about that? Fuck anybody else's opinion. I don't care.
Yeah, I just, it is what it is, But yeah, man, I mean, I appreciate having you on, Chris Vergin.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, man, thanks for coming on, bud.
If you have any questions, about solar panel cleaning or anything like that, he's got a group on Facebook, Solar Panel Cleaning Friends. Go check it out. If you have any questions about cleaning solar panels, Chris is the guy to ask. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's the world's foremost expert, but I'm sure he can definitely, push you in the right direction. We'd like, like we always push people to, like, hey, go, if you need this, go there. Chris is, go check out if you have any solar panel questions. That he's the guy to ask.
I appreciate that.
So join his group and ask us some freaking questions.
Ask him some friggin' questions, guy. Thanks to all our sponsors. We really appreciate you guys. Window Cleaner Magazine and windowcleaner.com and Maker Products and Black Diamond Squeegee Rubber.
Yeah, for you end this, can I say something?
Yeah, say it. Go ahead.
You go ahead and finish what you got to do.
I'm done. I'm done talking. You go ahead.
I was just going to mention, you need anything from windowcleaner.com. Starting today until I believe Monday, is 15% off all Zero products.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, that's a good sale.
Yeah. That's a good ass sale.
Want to buy that Squeegee Life pole?
Yeah.
Make sure you hit the description and hit the link in the video here in the live. It'll take you to windowcleaner.com. Buy you some stuff.
Yeah, and we'll get like $2 or $3. It'll be dope.
Yeah, man, he might be able to buy him a monster.
I maybe be able to get a monster next month. It'll be dope.
There you go.
But thanks everybody for watching.
Thanks, guys.
And we'll
Thanks for hanging
be back next week. Peace. My wiener hurts. Not just my back, really. And my wiener, too. My wiener hurts.